that. Would you guys mind waiting an entire year for the manager that you want 100%?
Okay, it's a completely different situation because you're talking about Brazil and you're talking about Carlo Ancelotti. And Brazil already has a setup, and Carlo Ancelotti can come in, and I don't think you need so much time to work on developing Brazil because they're always at the top. Doesn't matter who's playing, doesn't matter who's the manager, and if you can wait a year.
If the team's losing, you wouldn't care?
The team lost in the World Cup because of a slight moment of lack of concentration. The semifinal, with all due respect to Croatia, I can't believe it slipped out of Brazil's hands like that, and a lot of credit to Croatia, but the semifinal was bound to be Argentina-Brazil, and in a couple years' time, when we're rolling around the World Cup,
you want Pete Radovich to come out.
I was going to say,
where's this Croatia versus Nico this morning?
And in a couple years' time,
you're saying Croatia shouldn't have been there?
No, they should have because they clearly beat them.
He's saying Croatia was lucky.
Words I would never say.
All right, you guys are, and here I'm trying to have a good conversation.
His mic is muted.
And come World Cup time, Brazil is still going to be in that conversation, and when you have such a sought-after manager, you have to be willing to wait.
Respect? You know why? Because
I don't know if you're going to pull this away.
I'm not.
Is this serious?
I'm not, because if we had Pep Guardiola saying, "Wait 1 year and I'll come," you wait and you.
BJ, you got 12 months, baby.
Exactly. And everyone's going to say, "Let's go." All right, BJ.
So we were just talking about the US team, like you want a manager that's going to let these players play. Isn't that exactly what Carlo Ancelotti is going to do with this Brazilian national team? So it doesn't really matter. It's not a World Cup year. It's not a year of significant importance in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, look, you're going to come in right into a Copa America because he reportedly is going to sign in January when he's got those 6 months left in his Madrid contract. The thing is that I think he's familiar with a lot of these guys in the setup. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Casemiro, Militao, and he's played against a lot of these guys too. An important part of the backbone of the setup.
But how do you think the Brazil fan bases or the Brazilian fans will handle this? Because there's murmurs that they kind of don't want the team to continue being so European. They want to bring back some of that joga bonito. They want it to be a bit more Brazilian. They feel like, you know, it's become so, all the players play in Europe. They're not playing in the domestic league. They've sort of lost that swagger to them. Yeah. And now supporters. You're bringing in probably the most European manager. You know, like, what does that say?
The last World Cup winning squad, they were all probably in Europe.
I'm just saying, what do you think? How do you think that's going to affect the fan base that now they have to wait a year for a manager that's probably not at the top of their list?
They didn't like Chichi, who was the manager of the national team, and he came out of domestic football. The fans are going to be happy when they win. And Brazil in the last couple of years, with the exception of that Copa America in Brazil in 2019, hasn't been winning. And I think you just keep the fan base happy by winning the World Cup. Brazil has been desperate for that 6th World Cup. And is Ancelotti not the manager that can push Brazil just a little bit more? I think now with Ancelotti as manager, if they were favorites before, because every World Cup they're favorites, they have a little bit of a higher percentage.
The only
with
thing that's
Ancelotti
working against Ancelotti is no manager has won no foreign manager has won a World Cup.
Wow. First time for everything.